Okay, here we are once again with the Girths, and you know we had hillbilly trash this morning for breakfast. And we have found a town called Cass, West Virginia.
We can't wait to tour this town. Tom's found this great place. We're gonna have a great time.
It's a neat little town, lumber town. All the mills have closed now, of course, but there's museums and old company store, company housing, and a really neat train track that goes through here.
We're getting ready to take the company town tour, and so
We're standing outside the company store, and by the time we leave here, Ed's gonna owe his soul to the company store.
let's get out of here before I owe much more money.
Keep her in debt.
All right, the tour is going in the jail.
Yes, and it was the second busiest place in town.
I don't know what the first business place, probably the general store.
Yes,
Yep.
She said the company store was the busiest, and this was the second busiest. I thought that was funny.
All right, I'm gonna go in here and take you guys with us. Tom and Susan are already in there.
Perky and I are gonna stay out here. He's a little hot.
We're inside the Cass jail, and we're gonna lock Susan up in this in this cell, and we'll come back and pick her up later.
Good thing there's a toilet.
So when you come to Cass, you got to be a good boy and girl, otherwise you're gonna wind up in this place. We're standing at the dividing line in the town. So behind us was all the workers from the factory.
Worker bees, yeah.
And above us here was the officials. Now I want to show you something here. If you notice, everybody has boardwalks in front of their house.
Yeah.
When you get up here where the bigwigs lived, they had concrete sidewalks.
Right. But here's interesting. Most company houses were small, and these behind us are 4 to 5 bedrooms. Now these were coming up are bigger, and one sleeps what, 14?
14 people.
Yeah, so take a look at this. Okay, so interesting spot. Right here was the clinic. Behind that was the doctor's house, and this was the hospital. And she was just saying that the inside, the woodwork is beautiful, and it's all still intact. Of course, it needs to be redone, and they're hoping to be able to restore that soon. I think they're working on the doctor's house now, but right now she's taking us up to what I believe is the president of the company's house. So here we go. Luke House, and they were the owners of the paper mill, and they were the highest. If you look out through here, it'll show you they are the highest in this town, so that they could oversee everything and just make sure everyone was okay. Anyway, so they are in the process of restoring the house. They have the bottom floor done, and they have the 2 upper floors to do. But take a look at this side room. Is a sunroom, and there's windows all the way around. It's gorgeous, and the fireplace.
We're upstairs above the general store, and this is where they stored a bunch of stuff that was original in the store below.
Right, but during the day, and when it was a company store, this was also, because they sold furniture, anything that you needed, they sold here. Not just food and stuff, but everything that you needed.
I'm having a good time walking around up here. It brings back memories for me when I used to walk through my grandparents' attic. It even has the smell.
Yes, it does. You're right. So anyway, it's just a good time. And the floors, Ed's got to show you these
when you
floors.
walk, yeah.
And the windows are all beveled. So old glass, obviously.
We're gonna walk back over here and catch up with Tom and Susan that are on the tour.
Yeah.
Where they had all the bills. So you can see the family names, or the family that had the charges here. This is whenever the store closed in 1960. This is who had bills. So you can look down there, up their name, like, you know, Mr. Geiger had 505. You'd go over here to the numbers, 505, and you'd look over here for 505, and his bill would have been right here.
So we were just talking to the lady, and this is where they would come and pick up their paycheck for the company, lumber company, and then you turn around right here at this other window here, and you'd pay your bill to the company store. So, you know, paycheck probably didn't last very long, in one window and out the other. Originally, when we came here to Cass, our plan was to take the Cass Scenic Railway up into the mountains, and you know, as you know, I just really love railways. But we got here and we had done planning ahead of time, but there was a hiccup in kennel service. We found out that there's no kennel service right here by the railway. So not being able to take Herky on the railroad and not having a kennel, we had to ditch that. So Tom and Susan have a dog and we have a dog. So we decided we'd just visit the historic town of Cass, and we're sitting here waiting on the railway to come in. And so at least we'll get to look at the train. So the train just came into the station. I was standing right next to it. Man, that was awesome. Great feeling, just feeling all that power from that steam engine coming right in next to you. This is really cool. I'm enjoying this very much.
That's going to end our day here at Cass, West Virginia, and it was amazing. The train just came in, and there are people now everywhere.
We've had a blast here. What did you think about it, Tom?
I had a great time. The tour was the highlight of my day.
Oh yes, very good tour.
The tour of the historic homes was fabulous. We had a fabulous tour guide. I'm so glad we came here. Even if we didn't get to ride the train, we still had a good time today. Driving down the road and we've seen the Green Bank Observatory. We had no plans on coming here today, but you know what? If you can see that thing from a couple miles away, curiosity got us and we had to run up here and take a look at it. Are you picking up any communications from the aliens at this point?
Yeah, my feelings are like vibrating. I think they're trying to send me a message. It's Morse code.
Let's interpret that and see if there is any intelligent life anywhere to be found.
Well, I know what they're saying. They're saying, Ed, give Nancy the credit card.
No, there is no way they would be saying that.
That's what they're saying
right.
to me. Yeah.
Me and Tom accepted a challenge here. What we decided to do is, you know, we're standing up at that observation deck and we decided we're gonna walk down here to this big antenna, and not realizing that, man, it looks like it's really close, but it's kind of like a mountain far away. So we've been walking maybe a mile and a half or something like that. We still probably got another half mile to go. And anyway, Tom's resting the dog and I'm gonna keep walking. Hey, I can't wait to see this thing. I'm not giving up now because we're almost there. After a long walk, we finally made it.
All the way to the observatory.
It's pretty cool. Hey, so Tom, I'm resisting a bad joke. I just have to say, ground control to Major Tom.
That was a good joke.
Okay. So we're going to walk around. That was quite a hike, but we're having fun.
This telescope is got a surface area of 2.3 acres, which is pretty amazing.
amazing. And it's all portable. They can rotate it and tilt it and everything like that.
Now we know why we didn't get any cell connection.
That's right. So we're going to walk up right to the fence because that's the way we are. We got to push the edge.
Okay, Major Tom signing off. Over and out.
We find ourselves at Watoga State Park in West Virginia. And at the park office, right next to it, is a museum for the Ccc.
As you know, when you follow us, we love to see all the Ccc stuff. There's a great statue here commemorating the hard work of the Ccc. There's also a little museum. Tom and Susan are already up there in that museum, and we're going to go join them. All right, we've joined Tom and Susan inside the Ccc Museum. Tom's been in here reading up, and he knows everything there is to know, so we're going to get back there and let him
narrate for you.
Tell us exactly what's going on here. Let's walk to the back. All right, Tom's going to give us the lowdown on this Ccc Museum.
All right, so we read about 13 different camps, and they were all from like 1932. I think we saw the last one closed down around 1941. So my first thing, being an IT guy, is how in the world was all this managed without computers?
Or cell phones, right? Yeah. How'd they communicate?
It was a lot of, camps full of young guys, and they would get done with one project and they would pick up the camp and move it somewhere else. Really pretty neat.
I think, there was probably not a lot of rebel rousers in this crowd because when they came home at night, they were tired from all the work that they did.
Yeah.
So we're gonna walk around the museum and look at all the great pictures and see what we can find out about the CCC. So I wanted to bring you inside the park office here. This building was built by the CCC, and the fireplace is just amazing, the stonework that's done, but as you look around the room at the trim and the woodwork on the ceilings and the floors, it's just amazing. I just love to think about it, and also just love to sit back and look at these buildings. They're amazing.
As if this park didn't already have everything: swimming pool, lake, paddle boats, cabins, tennis courts. The campground sits on Greenbrier River. Let's take a look. Weekend is over.
It went so fast, I can't believe it.
It always does.
Back to reality.
Yeah, sad to say.
We've had a really good time at Watoga State Park. Thanks for following along with us, and we'll catch you on the next adventure. Right now, it's time to walk
The
dogs.
dogs.
Dogs.